Hi and welcome back to the channel, where today we are reviewing yet another Tesla accessory, but a pretty damn cool one. Inside your Tesla you will find you've got little kick plates down here which say Model 3. However, they don't light up. And today we're going to change that, because we're going to change this plates from looking like this to looking like this. Stay with me, I'll take you through the full installation and you can then do this to your car. Okay, so before I get started, it's important that if you're going to go through the process that I'm going to go through now, make sure your car is clean. I've just finished washing mine, which is good for all those people who criticise me for not keeping it clean enough. This is for you. So we're going to be installing, it is really important that you haven't got dirt on the underside of the door or of course around the sill. Today's video is sponsored by Hansshow, who sent me this sticker, so look, I can be branded. So yes, thank you to Hansshow for sponsoring today's video. If you'd like to learn more about their products, here's the QR code they've sent me. If you scan on there you go, that should take you to their website. Right, so the first things first is we've got to remove the existing kick plates. Now, it's not too difficult from what I've seen. It's just a case of pulling the rubber seal out of the way and then getting the pry tools in, which it comes with. So the kit itself has everything you need for the installation. You've obviously got the 4 replacement pieces. So here is one of the rear ones. And as you can see, it's got a carbon fibre finish. That's where your magnet goes. I'll show you that in a minute on the installation. And there's the magnet, which will then stick on the underside of the door. It's a very solid and quite heavy piece of kit, which is great. So in addition to the 4 pieces, which we will go through as we use them, there is a couple of prying tools. So one, I like those, they're really useful for going around screws. So you've got those to be able to get those bits off. You've got some spare parts, so in there you've got some extra stickers and adhesives in case you have to take any of these off and then put them back on. You've got an installation kit which has a cleansing cloth in it, so an adhesion promoter, I believe it's called on there, and also again some more stickers, and an installation tool which is these rubber rings, and these are an important part of how you get the magnet in exactly the right place. If I show you these, we go. So those are super important, but I'll explain as we go along. And then last but not least in here, you have some spare batteries, because this, it runs off CR2032s, and there's 2 of them in every single one of these units, just inside there. So yeah, just let's get on and get it installed. Okay, so I'm going to kick off at the driver's side. I've pulled the rubber seal out of the way here, and then it's just a case of getting the pry tool behind the existing piece, and then we can take it off and then put the new one on. So I'll transfer the camera on my glasses. These are my Ray-Ban Metas. I've done a couple of videos on them. I absolutely love them. Feel free to look through the back catalogue. But in the meantime, let's look down here. So I've got the pry tool just in behind here, and it is literally just a case of finding the gap. And then once you do, you can just get your fingers under and just gently lift it away, and I can feel it's coming without too much resistance, which is good, and it's moving, and then we're off, and that's it. So it's brought most of the adhesive with it as well, which is good. That's nice and neat. So what I'll do now is just make sure this is all clean and dry, because there's a little bit of moisture from me washing the car, and then we'll stick the new one on, and then we can look to figure out how to get the magnet in the right place. And there is a very specific process to it, and it's really quite simple, but brilliant. So let's grab a cloth and get this dried. It's all clean down here now, a little bit of adhesive left, but to be honest, it doesn't matter, it's not going to be visible. And this will literally just stick over the top. So you'll have no trace of the previous unit or adhesive anyway, and it's going to be nice and snug. So it's dead easy to line up, because of course these newer cars have got this bit here, so therefore it only goes in one place, which is fab. So we'll peel off these 3 adhesive panels. There we go, there's one. You know, never any good at getting these right. Oh, there we go, number 2. And then last but not least, number 3. So we line it up, we make sure it's in exactly the right place, and then you just push down. So it's sticking where it needs to, and then put this back down over the top, And there you go, it's in place, it's done. Now, don't rush ahead and take your plastic off this carbon fibre cover just yet, because we need to put in the magnet, and that's what this is for. So that little piece of rubber there is linked to the other half, which is here, or the other section of it. Now what you do with this is you stick this over the top, but without the adhesive pointing down. The adhesive actually points up. Now that's why it's important to make sure your car's clean, because of course you need it to be clean underneath the door here. Because what we're going to do now is, if I step back and I close the door, when I open it again, the ring has gone, look, because the ring is now here on the bottom of the door. And it's telling you exactly where the magnet needs to go to turn the light on and off. So you then grab the magnet off here, which is just stuck on with a bit of sellotape. And then we'll just take it off there, peel the backing off, which, as we know, I'm not very good at. Here we go. Oh, got it. Oh, that's not what you meant to do. Put the backing there, and then pop the magnet into the hole and stick it to the car. Now obviously me dropping it on the floor probably isn't my finest hour, but it still feels like it's sticking really well. So I'm pushing on really firmly, and then we'll take the rubber ring off because we don't need that anymore. And then at this point we can in fact take off the full plastic, and that looks great. Look at that carbon fibre finish, that is ace. And you've got the Model 3 branding, and then the most important bit, of course, is we'll have to close the door and then reopen it. And now when I reopen the door, the magnet has told it to light up. That is the first installation done. Really difficult doing this in sunlight to really show you the benefit. Okay, so over on the passenger side, exactly the same process. So grab the rubber from here, just get your fingers under it and just pull it up. So it's out of the way, there we go. Dead easy to move, don't stress about that at all. And then same thing, we're just gonna feed this under there. Let me catch it with my glasses. So we're just slotting that into the gap there and just feeding it underneath. And you can hear the adhesive slowly giving way. And we'll do it at the back, and then we'll do it again at the front. There's probably gonna be a bit of moisture under here again, just from the car wash. So because I jet washed inside the door sill slightly just to make sure it was clean. There you go, there's the water coming out. Let's get this out of the way. There we go, job done, nice and easy, and virtually all the adhesive came off this time. So again, as you can see, it's quite wet, so it's super important you get that dry before you try and stick anything on. So let's make sure this is all completely free of moisture. So we've got to get into there just to make sure there's nothing in there. I've got to say as well, you know, you forget until you wash the car and then the sun shines on it just how beautiful this red is. I don't know if you can fully appreciate it when you're looking at it from that bit, but if I step back here and just show you how the car looks in the sun, it's just so pretty. Anyhow, let's get back to the task at hand. So this looks like it's dry now. So we can grab the replacement piece, which is up here. Again, we'll get these adhesive bits off the back. Just bring it up. And then we'll just pop that, line it up, and then just stick it down. Just put a bit of pressure on it where you know the adhesive bits are. And that is it. And then rubber seal back just to help hold it all in place. And that's all. So then we move on to our rubber ring, which I have here. Okay, so I actually struggled to get that to stick to the door. So what I did is I used a second ring and stuck it on top of that, and that one has stuck to the door. So now I know where my magnet goes. We need to be careful, of course, not to waste these, because it only comes with 4 in the set. So let's grab our magnet. Careful not to drop it this time. It is very small, which is good because it means it's discreet. But if I peel the back off that, and then we'll just slot that inside the ring there, and then we can take this adhesive off, sorry, the protective cover off, and you can see it's already lit up actually. And then if we close it, that will have turned the light off. And then when you reopen it, you can see that the logo is lit up. That looks pretty cool, actually. I like that, and it's nice. I like the carbon fibre finish. It looks pretty cool. Right, let's get those back doors done. Okay, so I'm at the back left. I've taken the rubber off. I've removed the original piece. It left hardly any adhesive, actually. I've taken the adhesive off this, and I'm just sticking it down, and then pop the rubber seal back in place, which couldn't be easier. Let's make sure the bottom of the door is nice and clean and dry. I've taken the carbon fibre handle off there, because I need to clean that handle up. Under the door here, and we're going to stick the magnet into the gap, and then we'll move the ring so the magnet's left. There we go. So that you can see, honestly, that carbon fibre is beautiful. It just looks so premium. It's fantastic. Right, here we go. So we close it. So the magnet should have now deactivated the light. When I open it, it comes back on, and look, there it is. It is lighting up. That looks really smart. Okay, one more door to go, and then we are done. Okay, so you don't need to see this at normal speed now. You've seen 3, so I'm going to fast forward this installation so you can see how easy it is. Here we go. Okay, and with that we are done. So let me just show you around. We'll go in here, look at that. I don't know if you can see, but it is lit up. That looks pretty sweet, actually. I like that a lot. That looks really neat. I think it's a good idea once you've got them in, make sure you just give them a bit of a stand on, just to make sure they're definitely sticking as well as they possibly can. And of course that is what they're for. At the end of the day, they are to protect damage the car, so they are kick plates. So there's number 1. If we go to the rear here, again, there's number 2, and as you can see, it's lit up and looking good. And again, nice, lovely carbon fibre finish. Let's just make sure it's nice and solidly in place, which it is. And then around here, we can go to the rear passenger here. And again, look at that, it's lit up, looking good. Let's just make sure it's nice and solid. And then last but not least, our passenger door. And again, look at that, lit up wonderfully. That looks really, really smart. I love the carbon fibre. Such a good finish. Again, just make sure it's nice and solidly stuck down. Yeah, superb. Now I've chosen to keep the originals, just in case. So they are, I'll put them back in the original packaging so I know where they are. Thanks again to Hansshow. I do like this this merchandising stuff they've sent me. Again, if you want to learn more, then here is their QR code. Let me hold it nice and close. Scan that, that will take you to the website. I have a discount code which you can access by clicking the link in the description below. And so the only thing that remains to say is thank you so much for watching. I hope you like those. I do think they're really quite a cool addition, actually. I think carbon fibre on the car looks ace anyway, but kick plates that light up, particularly when it's a little bit dark, which I will show you now. And now the sun's set, let's have a look. There we go, look at that. That's super cool. And the rear ones, also fantastic. I mean, it's great. These doors actually have lights on the bottom anyway, but it's still great to be able to look at those kick plates and see the Model 3 logo. So, thanks again for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and you take care out there. Bye-bye.